Family Barbecue by Voiceguy, with 2 thumbs up, 9 thumbs down, and 13 comments. The tags for this story are gore, dark, and comedy. Nyx, her friends and family, and the princesses of Equestria all go to the park for a friendly barbecue. The characters who star in this story are Spike, Princess Celestia, Princess Luna, original character, and the main 6. Family Barbecue, with 1,394 words. Nyx bounced up and down with joy as she made her way to the park. 2 saddlebags filled with supplies and groceries bobbed up and down at her sides. She was so excited that she almost lost her glasses, something Mama Twilight had always warned her was extremely dangerous. She adjusted her gait, but not her attitude. Nothing could dampen her spirits today. Twilight had told Nyx they were having a barbecue today, and that she needed a little filling to pick up supplies and meet her and her friends in the park. Nyx had never been to a barbecue and had been studying all week, so she was looking forward to spending time with her mother and her friends. Nyx arrived at the park to see Mama Twilight and Spike along with 2 rather tall ponies that Nyx recognized as Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. Although she had been nervous around them at first, Nyx had overcome her fear of the princesses and bounded over to them without hesitation.
"Hi, Twilight. Hello, princesses,"
she said, bowing slightly as it was the custom. Celestia smiled. "Nyx, we're so glad you finally arrived. We couldn't start without you."
"I got everything you told me to, Auntie Twilight,"
Nyx said, unpacking the saddlebags via her magic. Nyx grew red with embarrassment that she had almost revealed her secret relationship with her caretaker. Twilight simply smiled in return. "Hey, Nyx, you want to help us out with the barbecue?" Nyx's eyes grew bright as balls of fire.
"Can I?"
"You bet, kiddo." Twilight motioned over near the grill. "Go stand up over there and we'll help you get set up." Nyx trotted over to where Celestia and Luna stood, as Twilight had ordered. The 2 regal ponies smiled down on Nyx, causing the midnight black filly to flash a toothy grin back. Behind her, Twilight put her hooves firmly but reassuringly at Nyx's side, holding her in place.
"What do we do first, Twilight?"
Before Nyx could have another thought, Celestia's massive armored hoof came crashing down on Nyx's forehead, her horn to be exact. Nyx didn't even have time to scream as her head was thrust into the dirt. A sickening snap resounded from the blow, a sharp pain washing over Nyx in the aftermath. The filly screamed in agony as Celestia lifted her hoof for another strike. What followed was a storm of hoofbeats as Celestia brought her leg down over and over again on Nyx's horn. Nyx struggled in vain as Twilight held her prone, allowing Celestia to snap the bone protrusion of 3 final stumps. Nyx was bawling her eyes out by now, and Luna reached before her and took the largest chunk of Nyx's former horn off the ground. "Will this do?" the Moon Princess asked politely. "No, she could still get away from here," Twilight replied in a bright tone as she brought her own front hooves down hard on Nyx's back legs, breaking the bones to bits with little effort.
"Wah! Wah! Wah!"
Nyx screamed like a newborn at this pain, so much worse than that of losing her horn, a pain inflicted by someone she had grown to care so deeply for. "Oh, she might be able to fly away," Twilight noted as she undid the little turquoise coat around Nyx's midsection with a strange degree of care. "We'd better take care of these, too."
"No, please, Mama. Please, don't. No, please."
Nyx pleaded, tears of pain and terror running down her cheeks. Twilight ignored her pleas and smiled, removing her glasses with the care of a mother. Then she snapped one of Nyx's little wings with a quick jerk, like a chicken bone. The other she pulled in the opposite direction over Nyx's crippled body until it too popped. "Okay, the pit's all ready," Spike announced as he ambled over towards the 4 ponies. "You guys want me to get Nyx up there?" "Oh, allow me, Spike," Luna offered. "Celestia and Twilight have been doing all the work over here. I think I should help out." With a nod of her horn, Luna levitated the black filly before her, along with a thin metal pole twice as long as Nyx. Nyx was horrified as she watched the princesses and Twilight look at her. Had she done something wrong? They didn't look mad. They were smiling and acting friendly even as they hurt her. Why were they hurting her so much? She sobbed as she looked at the metal spike being lined up behind her. Luna used her magic to place the pole below the base of Nyx's tail. "Okay, let's see if I can do this right," Luna declared. With another nod of her horn, the spike skewered Nyx clean through her mouth, emerging in a slight spray of blood. Nyx felt the metal going through her slowly, as she thought every inch was years of agony. She sobbed and dribbled blood out of her mouth, wiggling her front legs feebly, hoping for any kind of escape. "Perfect job!" Luna cried in triumph. Celestia turned to Spike. "Well, we better get her over the fire while she's still alive and kicking." They carried Nyx over to the fire pit Spike had dug in the earth and placed the spit above it. With care and attention, Spike began to turn the skewer that carried Nyx slowly over the fire, breathing a jet of green flame into the pit whenever the fire began to die down. Nyx could feel the warmth of the fire falling over her body in waves. The metal of the spit grew hotter and hotter, burning the inside of her body. She cried out as best as she could, her tongue obscured by the hot metal in her mouth.
"Please don't do this,"
she begged to the ponies and Spike, who watched her die as though it were the most normal thing in the world. "Calm down, Nyx," Twilight told the roasting filly as though she were a petulant child begging for candy. "It'll all be over soon." Nyx looked at Twilight, the pony she thought cared about her more than anything, with pleaded, tear-soaked eyes.
"But I love you, Bubble Twilight."
Twilight looked at the little filly sweetly. For a moment, Nyx prayed that Twilight had come to her senses, realized what she was doing, and was going to save her. "Oh, I know you do, baby. Now, why don't you just go to sleep soon, and Mama and her friends can eat?" Nyx let out a long, strangled cry. She continued to live through much of the cooking process, though, roasting her through like a chicken. She could feel it as the fat in her body melted and seeped out of her pores. She felt her blood boil in her veins, even hotter than the metal cord that kept her in place. Her organs crackled and exploded inside her, hot viscera seeping out of both ends of her. She could barely even cry by the end of it, simply closing her eyes in resignation as she expired. "I think she's finally done," Spike declared as the spitted filly was pulled off the fire and placed atop the long picnic table. A quick check with meat thermometer confirmed his bet. By this time, Twilight's friends as well as Nyx's closest classmates had arrived to partake in the feast. With perfect precision, Rarity levitated a knife and began to carve the filly like a roast, cutting off the legs and wings and slicing the torso into thin slabs of alicorn meat. "Who wants the sweetbread?" Rarity asked as she began to parcel out Nyx's internal organs to whoever wanted them. I do, Sweetbelle cried. "Man, this was a great idea, Twilight," Rainbow Dash cried. Twilight smiled. "Thanks, Celestia. She was the one who came up with the plan." "Well, all I can say is that she is delicious," Applejack said. The group feasted on Nyx until the little filly was no more. With the threat of Nightmare Moon gone at last, the ponies and Spike adjourned to watch the beautiful night sky with full bellies and peaceful minds. "Well, I liked it,"